You need to learn how to take things not personally. A lot of times, events happen, people and interactions happen, life happens. And when they don't go our way, when they don't go as well as we wanted it to, we often blame ourselves for them. We justify blame, thinking that there's something that what we did that was wrong that caused the situation to not turn out the way we wanted. Maybe if someone didn't want to reciprocate your energy, and we blame ourselves for that. And this is such a fundamentally dangerous mindset to have that I'm still working towards grasping and just understanding. I spent majority of this year trying to figure this out, but there's a few things that helped me understood how to just not hold on to these expectations and just let go a little. For starters, a lot of things are out of our control. Sometimes miscommunication happens. Sometimes people are just in a bad mood and they're just in a turbulent time of their life. And sometimes just things just aren't natural and just aren't meant to be. You aren't in the same environment. You guys aren't fit for the job. It's really just a matter of compatibility. So yeah, when people then yell at you, when people then say no, they ghost you, they reject your application for a job, all of those are just other people's reactions. They're not necessarily a reflection of you. I notice that a lot of the times I have a tendency, it's something I notice my thought, and I think you should also try thinking about it for yourself as well, and just be self-aware of your thoughts when things happen. But when I get turned down, when something bad happens to me from an interaction or a situation, the first immediate thought that comes to my mind is the thought, what did I do wrong? And the fact that you immediately jump to the conclusion that you did something wrong denies that on an objective level, it's not always you. It's also the situation. It could be the other person. It could be the compatibility. But by automatically jumping to that thought, you put all the blame for yourself. You get your source of validation from other people to justify why you should validate them. In what ways I can impress them. In what ways I can be worthy enough for them. And this is what I mean by a dangerous mindset. And this is how people fall into people-pleasing tendencies. And that's exactly what happened to me. I have a tendency to constantly just please people. And I hated it. And understand. I mean, there's many times where you get frustrated that, hey, you're working on yourself. You're optimizing your social skills. You're optimizing your job readiness. But many times, no matter how much you optimize your life for, no matter how many times you've gone out of your way to put yourself outside your comfort zone, no matter how many times you've learned tricks and ways to just become a better socializer, sometimes people and situations aren't just meant to be. I mean, no matter how much I can be funny, be authentic, be curious about someone, have a fun conversation with someone, if someone doesn't want to give that to me, then the interaction is always going to fall to the lowest level, which is the other person. If I give in my 9 and they give in their 3, then our interaction is fundamentally going to fall down to a 3. It can't go anything above that. And you can't really do anything about that. At the end of 2024, I made a whole year of progress. I worked on myself in every fucking aspect. I realized that by the end of 2024, now that I look back, I made a whole year's of progress of working out, building up a physique, getting into calisthenics. I spent a lot of time styling myself, picking out jackets and outfits that I really like myself, that I feel great in, comfortable in my skin. I spend a lot of time becoming more mindful of my thoughts and just socializing with people. So many of my aspects of my life has gone up. And yet, despite me working all of that stuff, maybe with the initial intention that first impression doesn't matter, at the end of the day, you still can't attract everyone. You still can't connect with everyone. You still can't get everything in your life, despite optimizing the chances for it. And that's just the reality of everything. That I'm just gonna drill in again. Not everything is in your control. Some things are just out of your control. And it's not a reflection of you. And one thing I also worked on over the course of 2024 was initiating interactions. And there were a few times where I have been hurt. I think it's important that you go through pain to grow. Rejection helps change your perspective. But besides the point, there was a particular interaction that my friend and I reflected on where I went out of my way and I asked this person out. And she said no, but honestly, that's fine. Of course, I was a little hurt because I was starting to resensitize myself to rejection and just understanding that people are people. You can't control that. But he gave me a perspective that gave me a different way to just approach things. You know, Andrew, you're going through a quarter life crisis. You're trying to figure out what to do after college. You're stressed about your career, how you're going to manage like everything in life. Have you ever thought about the fact that other people are also going through the same thing, but you can't see it? And because you can't see it, you immediately come to the conclusion that, hey, the most visible thing is the things in front of you, and that thing is you. And that gave me, I guess, assurance that it's okay to initiate with people. Because at the end of the day, I can just be myself because I know I've worked on myself. I can just go along with life and interact with people without feeling the need to get them, because at the end of the day, it's not me that's the problem. In fact, there is no problem. It's just a matter of good timing and compatibility. If I can't really control what other people are doing, and I'm doing my best to initiate interactions and connecting with people, then I should just keep doing things for the sake of me. Now, of course, when you first do this, it's hard to do things for the sake of you. We're young, we're in our 20s, or teens, whatever you guys are. And we want that from other people. And I think that you should do that, because then by the end of this journey, like I did with this year, you realize that you chased everything for a particular outcome. You worked on yourself for a particular outcome. And then you developed yourself into this whole new person. And then you come to realize that, shit, I didn't really need to work for that. I could just work on this thing just more for myself, because I want to do it, because I love doing it. And that's the point I want to drill in. Don't take things personally, because the only thing you should be taking personally is yourself. People have their things going on, but you take yourself personally because you want to love yourself, because you're the only person that's out there for yourself. And I know it sounds very fucking cliche, because it does sound very cliche, but I promise you, if you continue working on the things that you're working on, that you'll see what I mean. There's a lot of things that you can only understand through experience, and this is one of them. So yeah, be okay, just live life. I hope you guys have a good new year. It's 2025. Looking back on my life, I'm glad I stuck through all that shit that emotional turmoil and made out of the other side of 2024. And now I can't wait to see like what I can grow and evolve myself into by the end of 2025. And I hope that you guys have the same feeling too. Happy New Year's. Have a good day. Have a good year. And yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and we'll go from there. See you next year.